Good morning, students. After doing Dalton atomic theory, the scientist has concluded what is atom. They said it is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not have independent existence. Means as an element it can exist or it can exist as a molecule or compound. As atoms are very small in size, so their size is measured in a unit which is known as nanometer. Nanometer is, you can say, is 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 9 meter. So you can imagine the size of an atom, that meter 1, when we come down, meter, then millimeter, centimeter, millimeter, means you have to divide meter by 10 with 9 zeros, then it is equal to 1 nanometer. So means they have very small size, so the scientist has decided a separate unit for that, that is known as nanometer. Hydrogen atom is the smallest of all. Its size is only 10 raised per minus 10 nanometer. Atoms are represented by a symbol, and Dalton also has given symbol of few elements. He was not able to give the symbols of all the elements, so you have to learn that symbols also. In your book it is given, you have to learn. There are 9 or 12 symbols, you have to learn those also. Now after researches, Berzelius has given the symbols of atoms to represent their name. So, IUPAC means International Unit of Pure and Applied Chemistry approves the symbols as the name of elements. Means this is the standard for whole word. Means if a symbol, for example, symbol of hydrogen is H, so it is taken H in everywhere, either India, US, China, everywhere. So symbols of first letter of element or first two letters are taken as a symbol of element. So symbols were given by the first letter of the element. For example, carbon C, hydrogen H, oxygen O. Then the problem arises if the first letter of some elements is same, then according to the Latin language, their name has been decided. For example, antimony, the symbol is Sb and Latin name is Stabium. You have to learn these names with symbols, and you have to learn the Latin names also. Sometimes it may be asked in the book, the table is given, you have to learn only those. Therefore, symbol of the element is always represented by first letter of the element or first two letters. First letter is always written capital and the next letter is always written in the small. The next is atomic mass of the element. As you know that size of atom is very small, so its mass must be very small, and we cannot find out absolute atomic mass of atom, but we can find out relative atomic mass. Means exact atomic mass cannot be measured, as that we cannot separate single atom because its size is very small. Therefore absolute atomic mass of atom cannot be measured and relative atomic mass can be known. As the size and mass of an atom is very small, so it is measured in a special unit, that is AMU, atomic mass unit. It is not measured in kilogram or grams. So, or now as a convenient, we used to write unit of atomic mass, that is U. Now, what is relative atomic mass? Relative atomic mass of an atom is defined as the average relative mass of atom as compared to the atom of C12 taken as 12 unit. What does it mean? It means that the mass is, we take mass of an element as a standard one. किसी एटम का हम मास जो है स्टैंडर्ड मान लेते हैं, जैसे हम कार्बन का स्टैंडर्ड मास ले लिया जाता है, दैट इज़ 12U. और बाकी अगर हम इससे कंपेयर करते हैं, दैट इज़ वो कितने टाइम उसका हैवियर है या लाइटर है. सो वी कैन डिफाइन एटॉमिक मास एज द number of times an atom of, for example, helium atom is heavier than 1/12 of carbon atom. Helium is 4 times heavier than 1/12 of carbon atom, so atomic mass of helium is 4U. Similarly, we compare other elements by 1/12 of carbon atom, that is taken as the atomic mass. The concept will be more clear in the next chapter. It is molecules. You know, in the previous chapter about molecule and compound, let us revise that. The molecules are the smallest particle of a compound which is able to exist independently. Means when atoms are not able to exist independently, they combine with the similar type of atom, that is known as molecule. And in compound, when the atoms of 2 different or 3 different categories combine together, they are known as molecules. Basically, in future we call molecule and compound one and the same thing. We used to speak molecule or compound. Molecules, when same type of atoms of an element combine to exist independently, and some elements, that is O2, O3. Now, in which 2 atoms are combining, they are known as diatomic. When 3 atoms are combining, they are known as triatomic molecules. And if 3 atoms are combining, they are known as tetraatomic, that is O3, diatomic O2, H2, monoatomic, for example helium, argon, which exist independently. And if more than 3 atoms are combining, we can say polyatomic. For example, P4. P exists in P4, and sulfur. Sulfur exists as 8 with 8 atoms, S8. So this property is known as atomicity. What is atomicity? It is the number of atoms in a molecule of an compound, right? So what is the atomicity? If I ask O3, so what is the atomicity? It is triatomic. So after this, we are just stopping this chapter here, and we will start chapter 4, because the next topic will be easily understood if we do chapter 4 first and then we will come back on this chapter.